All right, peace, fam. Want to put this game up here. This is from 1985, the championship. This was the rematch between Karpov and Kasparov, and this was the second game of that rematch for the world championship. And they had played a long, drawn-out 48 game match the year before, and neither player was able to get a 2 game lead, so they ended up calling it a draw, and with no winner, and they just was going to pick it up from the next year, and that's what they did here. And I just wanted to look at this game quickly. I'm going to be going over all of the games that they played because I believe Kasparov is the best chess player ever. I mean, I know Tal is probably the greatest just attacker of all time, but we talk about all-around chess player, and one or two players may have a slightly higher winning percentage than Kasparov. Not much higher, but slightly higher. And but for the most part, this guy just was the best. And Fischer was great for chess and for America with what he did to the Russians, and just blew through them and the whole chess community right there at one point. And so he's one of the greatest, but this guy's the best. And now, ironically, what he did with it, of course, bad bishop. I'm looking at what the bishop played because my whole premise is when I say it cannot be refuted. People can say what they want to say, but that's like saying arguing that 2 + 2 is 4. You can argue it all day, but 2 + 2 is just 4. So when the numbers add up to something, they just add up. All right. So I don't want to go too far into it, but this is about the bishops. And ironically, this man here did not use his bishops in a way that I felt was the best, but this is me and that's him. But we're going to look at the position here in the imbalance, but it is instructive what Karpov did with his bishops, even though this game ended up in a draw, and we're going to go over this really quick. And so all right, we're going to go through this real quick. So this is Sicilian. Karpov has white, Kasparov has black, and it's basically just a simple Najdorf. And I'm gonna try to get. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. I play the Sicilian, so I'm familiar with all these moves. I don't know if you all play the Sicilian often or how you feel about the opening, but I love it, and so I'm familiar. I used to play it when I was playing tournaments. I played the Sicilian exclusively against e4. So I like what Karpov's doing with his bishops here. He's not really aggressive. He's not super aggressive, but they're going to. He's got plans for him, And not in a rush. Now, okay, so I do want to back up here. All right, so this pawn push, I went by so fast. This pawn, this e5 is thematic in the Sicilian. This is part of normal development when you're trying to get that space back and you're trying to establish a good center. It's normal, and this is not necessarily a normal reply, but it's a reply. And obviously the best reply in this position, we're talking about Karpov, which when you think about how good Kasparov is, it makes you understand and really appreciate how good Karpov was, because he was playing, he may have ended up his career with a better winning percentage, with a winning percentage against Kasparov. I think that is correct. Like he might have won 1 or 2 more games. But he was older and he was stronger, in my opinion, at the time. So in the beginning, Karpov was older than Kasparov and had more experience. And Kasparov has said as much in his analysis of these games and different things. In this particular time he was playing. But so yeah, So this is what he obviously made the right moves. Now this is Kasparov. And he's bringing his bishop. He's ready to start attacking. And it just makes good sense to push the bishop back. But Kasparov, he's not going backwards. Even though it looked like where's this bishop gonna go? He's not one to bag up. So Oh, Karpov using his bishop to do what? Now this is my point right here. This is the one of the main reasons why I decided to upload this video, because it's not a great deal of instructive content. So you may wonder, well, why did he upload this one? This is the main reason right here, because even though he's facing somewhat of an attack here, I mean it's an attack, but he's counter punching, and he's doing with his bishops, especially in the Sicilian, what you should be doing. He is in black's position, and that's what more can you ask for? This is what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to get into black's position with your bishops if you can, and your knights. So this is what he does. And what does the bishop do? It can take away squares on the diagonal for the only other piece that can run the diagonals, the queen. So here it is, you know, establishing space, and then this didn't happen immediately, but you know, once this queen moves, you know, pawn up to a5, and you know, he's in there for a while. You know, this knight's gonna have to come back and try to run him out of there, and then he can have a pawn sitting there, and in not long he could have you know, have it supported. All right. So this is what, just when you're playing chess, you need to be using your bishops with this in mind. People think that the bishops aren't that strong, as they truly are, because they can only travel on their own color. But like I've said to many people over and over again, how many times does a piece have to move? How many times will you have to move your bishop in a game? You know, it's just going to do so much. You know, you just need to get it somewhere to be established to take care of some type of business for you. And it doesn't have to move. I mean, most games are decided, not this one, by 40 moves. They're decided. Well, actually, this one, anyway, I said enough. I'm just trying to make a point. The whole thing is about what this bishop is doing in this particular position. But he's playing Kasparov. Kasparov, that's bad. The rook. Okay, you see where the rook went to c1. I don't know. In the post-mortem, they talked about some better moves. As always with these older games, you're gonna run across better moves. You know, this was a long time ago they played this, 1985. I mean, it's not the 60s, but it's 85. And it seems like he's getting him blocked in where he's gonna lose him. You know, that's what it looks like. It's headed to, but these are best in the world. Now, so he's hitting the knight. I won't come. I just go. But look what he's doing with his bishops. You know, he's gonna use this. I love it. Let me just. Okay, he hit down. Now, this is Kasparov. Now he's doing what I wouldn't do. He's hitting at a rook with a bishop while he has another bishop hanging. I wouldn't do that, because I value the bishops far more than that. But here, it's not such a bad thing. He gobbled up a couple of pawns, and the position, it's where his pieces are now. That's the problem. You know, he's in a good position. This got Kasparov into, and he can see so far into these moves and so deep. You know, all right. Okay, and now well, I won't go any further. You see what the position he was in. He had to drop to e2, so another pawn falls. So now, really, I could end here with my with the point I was trying to make. I mean, it's been made, but I'll make a few more moves. I'll make just a few more moves anyway. You see what these guys are doing. Because I'm gonna give me one. See, you know, it's these cats are good, man. So I'm not gonna play too many more moves this, because the point has already been made. I mean, and it looks like, well, White's got these three pieces, because, you know, I'm a fan of that. I'm a big fan of that bishop, you know. But you know, it's Kasparov. You know, you would think that White would have been able to get into some type of winning position, but if you play a lot of chess, I played like I said, tournament games where I have gotten the two pieces, the bishop and the knight, and I could not get them coordinated. I played a game against a guy that was about 100 points rated higher than me, and I played the king's end, and I got the two pieces against the bishop, and I even had, I think I got two pieces and a pawn, but I could not. His forethought, what he saw was that he'd be able to attack my other pawns, quicker than I'd be able to defend them or to attack his, and I ended up losing that game. Got clearly outplayed in the end game, but Kasparov said, I'm gonna stop this because I didn't do it all. I didn't run the whole game. I just put in the moves just to get to this point to show that what was going on here. So I stopped right here. Now the game went another 10 moves before it was at a draw. But my point is, the bishop is worth more than it's given credit for. And in this particular position, though, Kasparov showed us why he's so good. He is who he is. So he was able to look ahead and find a way to nullify that effect. Take away the advantage of the bishop. He took it away. And tied down those two pieces with this rook. According to the position. It don't always work that way, but it worked that way in this game here. All right, I took longer than I wanted to, man. But the point is, and I wanted to show that the bishops are very strong, and they're supposed to be holding down the diagonals, blunting the effect and the ability of the queen to move around, and that's what they're supposed to be doing. And in this case, that's what Karpov did, and it looked like he was going to get a substantial advantage from it, although he didn't. We talk about Kasparov here. All right, I went longer than I wanted to. I'm so sorry, but yeah, all these videos are about the same thing. I'm trying to show the power of the bishop and what you can do with your bishop if you use it correctly. All right, fam. Peace.